An all-new in-game autocatcher called the Explorer Gadget is rolling out to several players, and I really do think we need to talk about this because Pokemon Go could be changing forever with the introduction of this item. Hey, what's happening everyone? Count Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So, throughout the history of the Pokemon Go game, I have always been a big fan of these devices. This is an auto catcher. What this does is that it catches Pokemon while you are playing, and you're able to get a whole bunch of Stardust, get a whole bunch of candies, all that good stuff, without having to actually manually catch all the Pokemon on screen. Of course, these devices have always been very controversial because players have always kind of seen them as a bit pay to win, and they've always been essential for the best Pokemon Go experience. But of course, this is the latest auto catcher that Pokemon Go has ever seen. This is the official Pokemon Go Plus, and it has been discontinued for probably the past, I want to say, few years. It hasn't been available in the market, and any of these that you do find, it's going to be marked up quite a bit because you're not going to be able to get it in a store. So I think a lot of players have kind of seen this as, I guess, very much pay to win because you need to spend essentially hundreds of dollars in order to get one of these devices. And if you do not have one of these devices, your Pokemon Go gameplay is going to be essentially limited. You're going to have to manually catch every single Pokemon you see on screen. You're going to have to manually spin all the Pokéstops, and you're not going to have the same advantages as someone with this device. But of course, Scopely's answer to that is an in-game item. It's going to be called the Explorer Gadget, and what this does is that it's going to auto-catch Pokemon and auto-spin Pokéstops. It's essentially the same thing as this device. The big difference, of course, is that with this device, you have to carry it around. It could be kind of noisy. It could draw a lot of attention to you while you're playing Pokemon Go, but the Explorer Gadget would be directly in the game. It would be in the app itself. And the way that it works is actually kind of different from this device in that you could actually auto-catch Pokemon and auto-spin Pokéstops without actually having to open up the game. That is at least one from what I've heard. It's actually something that will automatically catch Pokemon even if you are not actively in the game. That is the big difference from this device. The Pokemon Go Plus, you need to actually be in the game, you need to have it active, and then you're going to be able to catch all the Pokemon and spin all the Pokéstops. So I think that is kind of interesting because the Explorer Gadget, yeah, there is a lot of positives with this device. For a lot of people who can't afford a Pokemon Go Plus, now they have a means of auto-catching. At least right now it is a slow rollout. Only a few players around the world are actually seeing the new Explorer Gadget. I think Scopely is trying to test the waters a little bit, trying to test out different ways that players could utilize this device, making sure it works properly. And I think because of that, not a lot of players may not even be aware of the Explorer Gadget. It's just basically kind of in a testing phase right now. But eventually, it's probably going to get a wide rollout, and it's probably going to be something that they will monetize. There have been some rumblings of them doing some sort of subscription service, possibly with this item, that you would pay a monthly fee, and you'll have this item every single day for you to use. And the one thing about this item is that it is limited. You can't just catch Pokemon every day or throughout the entire day. It's going to have a limited number of Pokemon and Pokéstops that it's going to catch and spin. It's not going to be something that will be unlimited like what this device would be. It's going to be something that you might be able to use when you're not playing Pokemon Go, but you will still have to play Pokemon Go in order to get more Stardust and more candies and Pokéstops. That's kind of the limitations that they placed on it. In my opinion, I think that's totally okay, because if they were to have this device, I don't think a lot of players would play it. All right, like they would even open up Pokemon Go if it just auto-caught everything throughout the day. And there was no limitations on it. People would just turn on the Explorer Gadget and then probably not open up Pokemon Go more than once or twice a day. I think this is totally understandable that they would have limitations. Maybe some players may not like that, but in my opinion, it just makes sense. But I think the one question mark is how they're going to monetize it. Like I said, there could potentially be a subscription service for this device. It's possible that in order to get this item, you have to purchase a Go Pass or something. Maybe it's going to be extremely expensive, or it's going to be really cheap. Regardless of how they do it, this is just another step of monetization that Scopely is adding to Pokemon Go, and for the most part, I'm kind of okay with it at this point. I mean, yeah, monetization can ruin a free-to-play game if they overly monetize it. If they have certain features that are essentially paywalled, you're going to see the game become very pay-to-win. Some people are already feeling that way with Pokemon Go in some aspects. I tend to disagree with that. I think when it comes to Pokemon Go itself, monetization has never been a true issue with the game. It's actually pretty leniently monetized. There's no need for you to spend a whole bunch of money in order to get every single Pokemon in the game. There are certain Pokemon that might be paywalled, but in general, it's pretty good when it comes to monetization. There's a lot of other games that I play where monetization is actually quite egregious, but Pokemon Go has never really had that problem, in my opinion. I never felt compelled to spend money. I spend money every now and then. I used to be completely free to play. Nowadays, I buy event tickets here and there. Maybe I'll purchase a few Poke Coins in order to get some raid passes, stuff like that. It doesn't necessarily feel necessary. It doesn't feel like I'm always pressured to spend money. It's a pretty well monetized game, and the fact that it is so successful that they're constantly making money with this game, it just goes to show that they found a model that works. I guess my point is, if they were to monetize this new Explorer gadget, I think I'm okay with that. I don't think it's going to be a problem, unless they do it egregiously and predatorily. I don't think that's going to be the case. If it's going to be a thing where you have to do a subscription service, I think it'd be worth it, honestly, because the Go Plus is such a great item that for you to be able to have that functionality without having to purchase a very expensive device, I think that's great. And yeah, I think it could take a lot of people's gameplay a lot further. But regardless, it really depends on what they end up doing and how the device is actually going to work. And I say device, but it's actually an in-game item at this point. There's no like supplementary device or like a third-party device like this thing. It's just going to be all in the game. But I'm very curious about it. I think this is going to be a really cool thing for the future of Pokemon Go because, like I said, the functionality of an autocatcher is tremendous. It's something that definitely elevates your gameplay, and for them to actually include that and make it something universal that everyone has access to it, I think that's awesome. And hopefully it ends up creating a lot of nice moments for players. And also, in general, I hope it's a way for the game to continue to be supported, because, you know, the one thing about monetization that players often do not think about is that, yeah, when players do spend money on a game, it keeps the game going. And I actually like Pokemon Go as it currently is. I would like it to last for several more years, and the only way that can happen is if they're continuing to make money off of it. So, yeah, I just hope it's not predatory. I hope it's going to be something good and something that players can actually, I guess, afford and get a lot of use out of it. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But regardless, let me know your thoughts regarding this Explorer gadget mechanic down below in the comments. What are your thoughts regarding this? Do you feel like this will be a great move for Pokemon Go? Do you think Scopely is doing the right thing here? Or do you feel like this is something that should be free? I'm actually very curious what your thoughts are. Yeah, definitely share them in the comments and let's have a great discussion. And if you really enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this discussion, make sure you hit the like button for this video. That would help me out quite a bit. And if you're watching on a mobile device, hit the hype button, hype up this video, and also subscribe if you haven't done so already, and turn on that notification bell so you know exactly when I upload videos. And also take some time and check out the links in the description below. One of them is my Patreon page, and if you join my Patreon, I'm going to add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. So if you want to play Pokemon Go with me, you can do that by joining my Patreon. Check out the links in the description below. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you in the next video. Jinsula.